Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind. It seems like the people are finally waking up and realizing what's going on. It seems as though the Democrat immigration racket, or rather the Democrat illegal immigration racket, has been fully exposed. The Democrats love to pretend as if they aren't doing what they're literally doing. We don't support open borders, but literally anybody who crosses over illegally is an asylum seeker or qualifies to seek asylum. Right, okay. We aren't trying to import millions of new voters. No, of course not. But it's obvious that that's exactly what they're doing, and it's also obvious that the Democrat establishment seems to have absolutely no regard for the negative consequences of their policy action. In other words, they're horrifying liars willing to do seemingly anything to extend their rule, and it seems as though finally the people are waking up. Specifically in this case, the people on the ground in Chicago who have to deal with the terrible reality or end result of Joe Biden's policies. People are waking up like never before. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. Let's travel to the Democrat stronghold of Chicago. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, friends, can anybody say based?
1980, which of course should have been changed a long time ago. So they bringing them in. You wonder where the money coming from? They taking it. The COVID fund that was here, that money. You talking about all the pro housing programs. So when people pay rent, all the rental programs, that money, all the programs that we have in the city of Chicago, they are bankrupting us. They are taking from all of these programs that we have, and they're taking the money and they're funding the migrants. Our taxpayers, we've already paid $32 million out of our taxes to house and take care of the migrants thus far. Now, we already know the only ones who qualify to become citizens in asylum here from the starts of if they were here after August, they don't even qualify. But here we're going to be taking care of them for 5 to 7 years while there's paperwork floating on people's desk. And why? Send them home. Send them back. But Venezuela already said, oh, we're not taking them back. So now,
I got a question for you. Who did you vote for?
First of all, wait, I have no problem with saying that I did vote for Biden because I was not voting. Okay. I did. Okay, but here it is.
Hold on. That was the question. Okay. Now you answered it, right?
Okay.
This migrant influx that we're dealing with right now, this is your fault.
Okay, well, let me say, hold on. First of all, let me say.
Now, the only question that I think was missing there was a follow-up question asking who you're going to vote for next. I hope these kinds of clips are finally opening people's eyes to the truth. What this woman is saying is absolutely freaking spot on. In a lot of these Democrat sanctuary cities, taxpayer dollars are being diverted, refocused on housing and feeding illegal migrants and providing services, rather than being spent on the actual American citizens paying taxes into the system. And if you need a real-world example of what I'm talking about, I mean, here's one. Denver Mayor Mike Johnston announces cuts to city services to deal with the migrant crisis.
Let me just say I am incredibly proud of what this city has done and what our city employees have done over the last year. We know we have folks today that are in encampments who are migrants. We're paying careful attention to that. I also think it's important to note that over the last year, we have now welcomed more than 40,000 newcomers to this city. And if we're talking about 50 or 60 of them that are unhoused today, that means 99.9% of the folks who have shown up to this city in sandals and a t-shirt with no services and no support and no infrastructure, we have successfully integrated into the fabric of this country. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how we can make it work. That's how we've made it work despite the absence of federal support. What is true now is we're entering into a different stage, which is without any federal support, without any work authorization, without changes to policy, we are going to have to make changes to what we can do in terms of our city budget and what we can do in terms of our support for newcomers that have arrived in the city.
That's currently what's happening. I would call this an American betrayal of the highest degree. People are paying taxes into the system, hoping that in some fashion that money's going to turn around and provide value for the citizen. But no, that money is being spent on essentially subsidizing this fake mass asylum scam. And trust me when I tell you that's the freaking least of your worries. It's not just the tax dollars. It's not just the betrayal of the American citizen in the way that they're essentially stealing your money and giving giving it away to people who shouldn't even be in the country, but they're also compromising public safety, and they know it. Again, the woman in the video highlighted hit the nail right on the head. You know what Cuba and Venezuela are doing? They are emptying their prisons. A lot of people don't know this. The based woman from the earlier video seems to know it, and it's true. Americans warned to brace for second wave of Venezuelan gangsters coming over the border as at least 100 inmates are released. Quote, "These are killers." Venezuelan authorities announced that they had freed at least 100 prisoners since Friday. Other inmate cases are under review so the communist regime can decide who else to set free next, authorities said. Venezuelan criminals already linked to multiple high-profile crimes throughout the US. The communist Venezuelan government is taking advantage of Joe Biden's open border policies. You know what they're doing? They're emptying their prisons and shipping them over. No longer our problem. The Venezuelan government has caused mass poverty and starvation, which of course is the perfect environment for a criminal underworld to start breeding. They've created a criminal virus, and they're now shipping that virus straight to the southern border. You know, it's no surprise that violent homicides in Venezuela have now fallen to a 22-year low on migration. Venezuela's rate of violent deaths dropped to its lowest levels in more than 2 decades following years of massive migration as both criminals and victims fled the nation's economic crisis. FBI agent, others warn of Venezuelan gangs entering the United States.
The U.S. Border Patrol said it detained 38 suspected Tren de Aragua members between October of 2022 and October of 2023, some right here in the El Paso border, according to a report by CNN. I also spoke to former Texas Border Patrol agent Amon Blair, who says the Tren de Aragua uses extortion to fund their organization, going to local migrant-owned businesses and extorting money from them. He was very concerned with how little is known about this criminal organization in the United States.
And once again, the woman in the earlier video was correct when she referenced that the Venezuelan government has no interest in taking any of these people back. Venezuelan migrants linked to more crimes in the US, but Venezuelan leader Maduro shuts door on all deportations. You can't even send the people back. They won't accept them. It's time to frickin' wake up. What the Democrats are doing is hidden under the guise of compassion and care for these poor migrants, but I view it as a lack of care, or rather a total disregard for the interest of your average American voter, and in this case, your average Democrat American voter. People are waking up. I mean, you see the connection, right? Criminal migrants simply walking over the border, preying on communities. The Laken Riley incident just happened. That was a violent Venezuelan criminal, by the way. That's what I mean by the connection. People see what's happening in their neighborhoods.
Police are starting to notice a new trend. Recently, they have been busting groups that are stealing large quantities of merchandise, and they say the suspects are in the country illegally.
It's an ultimate betrayal. Joe Biden and his little goon, Alejandro Mayorkas, have officially been exposed. Democrats are importing criminal migrants into your neighborhoods. They're taking your money and putting into those criminals' pockets. And once some of these criminal migrants are caught either assaulting somebody, robbing someone, or in the worst case, murdering somebody, what's the Democrat Party response? Well, they're more focused on policing language. They're more focused on scolding people, scolding President Joe Biden for using the term illegal. They're more focused on empty virtue signaling, pandering nonsense than they are on protecting American citizens and, of course, the average citizen's economic interest. It's time to wake up. Realization is step one. I guess the question is, what are you going to do about it? In other words, are you going to keep voting for it? That's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. You know we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.